Welcome to the back stories. We're strengthening our hips today, first in standing, then in lying down. So we're starting standing in a chair pose, and now we're extending our arms forward and backwards dynamically. So alternate pulling your arms forward and backwards. Now I want you to sit back with your hips, so we're engaging our glutes, warming up our legs, but extend your spine, stay upright. Now you can rotate your shoulders slightly, so we're warming up our spine, look over your shoulder, engage the neck a little bit without crunching. And now try to open your arm line, so you're twisting the palms of your hands upwards, then raise and release. Something for your balance. Runner touches. Start balancing on your right leg. Shoot your left leg back and your left arm forward. And then come into standing. Lift your knee to the elbow, opposite elbow. And again, just stay on your balanced right leg. And try to lean as much forward as to get the upper body parallel to the floor. We do a lot of glute work here, so butt and leg work, and we're lengthening and strengthening our hamstrings. Do the other side. Balance on your left leg and then shoot the right leg back, the right arm forward. Come back into standing, little crunch twist here. Left elbow comes to your right knee. Stay very long in your spine. Try to create space between every vertebra. Shoot the crown of your head upwards and root your left heel down into the ground. It would be great to do this on sand, though it's a little wobbly. Very good. Come into a wide low lunge, very big low lunge. Right foot is forward, and now bend your forward leg, raise the arms overhead parallel, and then bring the arms back behind your back. Engage the upper back here. Inhale, bend the right knee, extend upwards, and then stretch the leg back out and pull the arms back behind you. So we're engaging the upper body, all the while we're releasing our hip flexor on the left side here. You will feel your left hip flexor. This is a great stretch for the psoas. And now release those shoulders. Don't contract in your shoulders. Try to pull the elbows out of your shoulder. The movement is coming from the elbows, and extend in your pinky finger. Now change side. Left leg goes forward, right leg goes behind. Both feet are parallel. And again, extend the arms up and overhead. Reach out, bend the forward knee, and then stretch back out and pull the arms behind your back. Everything we do is without equipment. You don't need anything. So we do not have any chance to do pulling exercises and lifting weight. So I do need you to engage the back, especially when we lift the arms overhead. Try to bring the tips of your shoulder blades down in towards the spine, and same when you bring the arms backwards. Really engage those shoulder blades so we can work the back muscles even though we're not pulling any weights up. Very good. Lengthen your hip flexor here. Now on the right hand side, hip flexor stretch when you go down into your low lunge, and back up again, engaging the legs. Very good. Knee pulls with a little bit of a twist. Come back together. Bring the right knee toward the chest, then kick it out forward while you raise the arms overhead, extending the arms. Left knee coming in, then push the leg forward, flex the foot, and stretch your chest up and over. So the idea for the stretch here is that you stay long, although you do want to contract your abs in order to keep this leg up. So two opposite forces here coming. You do need your abs, but I also want you to stay very tall and upright. Try this. Left side, pulling towards yourself, engage your shoulder blades every time you can, and then lift the arms overhead. Very good. Advanced version of the runner touches. balancing on your right leg, coming into airplane pose. This time we're still stretching left arm, left foot out, and then you're propelling the arms forward. So still your right elbow goes to your left knee, but then you're just simply keeping the same direction for your arms. It's like a crawl, like a swimming motion. Don't think about it too much. Start with extending left leg, left arm, and then simply move forward in a forward motion. Try on the other side. Balance on your left leg. Right arm, right foot are extending parallel to the floor and then crawling forward. So we're going from a parallel position in a tall and upright position. Still keep this going and balance on your left leg. Again, we're engaging the glutes here, the quads. We're stretching and lengthening the hamstrings. We're engaging our back muscles, the upper back and the whole spinal erectors. Lots of space between every vertebra. Now come onto all fours. You did the standing, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and now simply lift your right knee to the side. Right knee is lifting to the side while your hip points are staying parallel to the floor. So nothing else is moving, simply the knee is lifting to the side. Very good. This is engaging the outward rotation of your right hip. Great for hip stability and also good sacrum work for sacrum stability, the base of your spine. Try to relax the shoulders. And now we are completing the circle. So lift to the side, then kick out to the back, flex the foot and bring the knee back in. Lift first to the side, complete the circle, kick back. And again, lift first to the side, then kick all the way to the back while flexing the foot. Very nice. Again, hip points are staying parallel to the ground. Lift the belly bottom into your spine. Release those shoulders. Try to keep the chest open. Very long line between your tailbone and the crown of your head. Lots of space between every vertebrae. Use this to get long and then change sides. Now the left knee is lifting. If you need to wibble wobble a little bit, do that quickly. And then again, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath your hips, and then lift the left leg to the side. Left knee is lifting simply to the side. No circle yet. Keep the hip points parallel to the floor. Do not twist in the spine or in the hips. Simply lift the leg to the side. As high as you can, don't force it. We all have our restrictions from a bone perspective, especially in the hips. So don't overdo it. And then start the whole circle. We're lifting the knee to the side, completing the circle, kicking out to the back. The foot reaches hip height, no more. Just parallel to the ground. That's enough, not higher than that. So your lower back can stay neutral. We want as little movement as possible in your whole spine, so you're not falling into too much of a lordosis here. Engaging the abs, pulling the navel in, open your chest, try to release the shoulders, and keep circling. The leg goes out and kicks back, and then bring the knee back in. Very good. A little bit of an easier one, same position. Come back to your right knee. This time we're just circling the right knee clockwise, size of a dish more or less. So you're trying to draw a dish clockwise into the ground without touching the floor. Simple circles. It's an easy one, isn't it? Very good. Now bring the leg, shoot the leg out, Foot is hip height, and now do the same size circle again clockwise, but with your leg extended. This is a very small circle, and try to not move your spine. Engage the navel, pull the navel in, core is firm. Try to not contract your shoulders too much, even though you're very focused and concentrated. Gaze to the ground, to your fingertips. Very good. 2 more. And then we change sides. So we're starting with the little circles on the ground. The dish, this time counterclockwise with the left leg. So counterclockwise, little dish size circles on the ground with the touching. Pull the navel in, you know what's coming up, so create a strong foundation. Again, we're doing great work for our sacrum here for hip stability. And now shoot the leg out, more or less hip height. Do small circles with the leg, again counterclockwise. So we're circling out. Little dish size circles, engaging the core, don't move the spine, so that we're not going into too much of a lordosis here. Pulling the navel in, firming your waist. Keep breathing and release. Turn around, all fours reverse, that's the crab position. You want to bring your hands underneath your shoulders, but this time the fingers are pointed outwards. Knees over your feet. Now reach up and over with your right arm, extend through the whole sideline. You can lift the arm up and back as much as you want. I'm just lifting up, but you can also reach up and over behind you. And now try to keep the head in line with the spine, so the head follows the movement. You want to gaze down to the floor. You can look at your hand, look at your fingertips, and now look at those hips. We're going all the way from going down to extending up because we want to work our hips, all right? So as a challenge, try to keep those knees in the same position over your ankles without twisting the knees too much. The weight of your body stays on the whole foot, so the inner and outer arches and the big and small toe mound. So all 4 wheels of your feet keep the weight. No twisting in the knees. And the upper body is having a little bit of a fun twist up here. We're also engaging the shoulders. This is a bit of a shoulder and back strengthener. The more you're twisting, the more we're engaging our back here. Do one last time and then come back into sitting. Very good. Now extend the leg forward into reverse plank. This time the fingertips are pointing towards the feet, and then lift those hips up without collapsing in your shoulders. I want you to open the chest, keep the shoulder blades away from the ears, and pull the shoulder blades towards the spine. No crunching, hunching, collapsing here on the shoulders. And now push those hips up all the way. Very good. If you want it a little bit more difficult, do not sit on the floor, but stay up in the air at all times. Simply go up and down without touching the ground. Very good. And we're floating seamlessly into the next exercise with the static reverse plank. So you're staying up, keep breathing, and now you can adjust little things. That's opening the chest, pulling the shoulders away from the ears, lengthening the head. Try to have a long position for your head with the chin lifted slightly, so do not collapse or crunch the chin onto your chest. Push those hips up, try to point your feet, long line in the front of your body. And you might feel a stretch in the front of your shoulders here, which is a very good one. And then you can release down. Lie on your back, feet underneath your knees. Now we're doing the easy version. We're simply lifting and lowering the hips here in these hip lifts. Shoulders and arms are firm on the ground. And this should be super easy now after the reverse plank. So you can focus again on your feet. Feel your heels, the inside and the outside of your heel on the ground, and your big and little toe mount. Do not lift the toes, keep the feet firmly on the ground. And if you want it a little bit more difficult, do not lower down all the way. Very good. Now come up 2 more times, and then we're staying up there and simply dipping one hip side. So a little rotation in those hips. Imagine you want to touch the floor with one butt cheek, but you're not because you're too high up. So you're simply dropping one hip and then lifting again. You need to release something for it. I'll have you figure out what it is that you need to release. It's a hint, it's somewhere in the back of your leg. So the rest stays upright, and this is just a super good mobilization for your hips. Keep the knees above your feet, so no twisting in the knees. I really want this to be a very small movement happening here in the hips. Press the arms into the floor to support the back. And keep a very long neck on the ground, and then lower down. Very good. We're stretching out, hands in T position. Now bend the knees, keep the feet on the floor. Knees are bent 90 degrees, and then simply drop the knees to the right. Head goes to the left, then come back to center. Knees go towards the left side, head towards the right. Little bit of a rotation here happening in the hips, in the neck, in the spine. And we're massaging at the same time our sacrum, our hips on the floor. So use this to release and use the floor to massage parts of your body that need a little bit of massaging, like animals do when they roll on the ground. So this is for you. Release wherever it needs to. Now the same movement with a little bit of an extension if you want to. So this goes further when we're flipping the knees to one side, we're kicking the outer leg out. And you can either just use this to bring a little bit more weight into that rotation to turn your hips a bit more, or to go into a hamstring stretch. So if you do want to do the hamstring stretch, kick the leg out and then flex the foot and come back in. So flexing the foot stretches the calf, stretches the hamstrings. Do that a few more times or as often as you like. You can come back to this video whenever you want. It's here for you to strengthen your hips and create a strong foundation for your spine. And I'll see you all next time for the back stories. See you there. Bye. Yes, I believe.